why it's good for the first-time buyers?
So for the first time, because probably the market is much more affordable. Hopefully they're not increasing the rates on the same pace like in 2022. Hopefully the rates are going down, until the end of the year. In the beginning of 2023 probably they go up again, but this is not certain. Anyway, if the prices are going down and the mortgage rates are going down, then there will be a great opportunity for first-time buyers or for second-time buyers to buy a property.
Okay.
And to settle on that property.
Hello Mario, so good to see you again. It's our first time meeting after this year, 2023. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. The first time in 2023. So thank you so much for inviting me, and hopefully this year will be a great year for us and for everybody who is listening to our podcast.
Yeah. Before we start, can you explain, please? Because this is absolutely impressive. So many, I don't know.
Yes, so there are so many awards from the top to the bottom. So when I started first time in 2006, 2006, I received 100% club. My first full year in the real estate, and then I went up in 2007, 2008. And then the last 2 years, 2022, then 2021, from let's say 100% club, I went up to to platinum, to chairman, to titan, and then to diamond. The last 2 years I was diamond. So diamond is between $1 and $2 million in gross income, which is amazing. Last year I was in the top 100 in Canada and top 100 worldwide. So a great achievement. Hopefully 2023 will be at least the same year, like same good year, or better. It will be tough to be the same like 2022 because 2023 the predictions are the prices are going down again about 10%. So from 1st of January 2023 to the 31st of December 2023, the prognosis is the prices are going down another 10% now, which is sad, for the sellers, but a good news for the buyers,
so
for the first-time buyers.
Exactly. So it's going to be a buyer market this year.
Exactly.
Pretty much. So you said for the first-time buyers, why it's good for the first-time buyers?
So for the first time, because probably the market is much more affordable. Hopefully they're not increasing the rates on the same pace like in 2022. Hopefully the rates are going down, until the end of the year. In the beginning of 2023 probably they go up again, but this is not certain. Anyway, if the prices are going down and the mortgage rates are going down, then there will be a great opportunity for first-time buyers or for second-time buyers to buy a property.
Okay.
And to settle on that property.
If we are talking about investment, what do you recommend? What's the best investment from your perspective?
Yeah, so as you saw in the last in December and November with the cryptocurrency, what happened with the FTX, it was a big blow. So all these investors, they lost their money. It's unbelievable how much money they lost. So in real estate is not so bad. So even I think my opinion is the real estate is still the best investment because it's a brick and mortar and nobody will force you to sell your home. And if let's say the market is down, you just rent it out and get some positive cash flow from that property because the rates are up too. So and then you pass that period of time, and if you want to, let's say, retire in Bahamas or in Caribbean islands, you wait until the market is up, probably 2026. You sell the house for the highest price, then move to another country or to another province.
Okay.
So it's still like a much more stable investment versus crypto that you can lose it, or other stocks and bonds, and anytime the government can say I cannot, we cannot afford to pay this amount for interest rate for bonds, for example, and then you're screwed. So. With the real estate, as I said, you have full control. Absolutely. You can rent it out. You don't have to sell it right away. You can wait until the market is up and then sell it for the best price.
Yeah, that's actually real estate always was good for investments. You can't quite go wrong. I mean, maybe we have
in a long term,
and yes, we have expectation. We know, like I don't know, other people sold to their properties for X amount. People want same X amount, which is always a debate. We are talking different properties, different locations, but still people are like dreaming probably. So maybe it's actually good if you can explain a little bit how you have to decide for a price, because people are dreaming about prices. So and even if we had in the past this discussion, but I think it's never too much to explain, because people are like, they have like unrealistic expectations. So how people can learn about the reality when they decide to sell a property for X amount of money. What's that X amount of money?
Yeah, so for the price, the precedent was created in February, March 2022. Everybody knows, for how much the neighbors sold, and some of them, they kept that number in mind, and they call me and they say, Marius, I want to sell for the same price. I say, Mr. Seller, it's almost impossible, because in your area, the prices went down 15% or 10% or, maybe 20%. So they have to be, fair expectations, first. Because the prices, they're not the same. Also, as I said, the mortgage rates are not the same. So let's say somebody wanted to buy a property in your area, and let's say that property was $2 million. Okay, now they can afford 1.6. So even if you put 2 million, even if they want to give you 2 million, which is unreasonable, but the bank, they don't give them just 1.6 the appraisal value. And then if the appraisal value is too low, and if they're not willing to put a difference between the appraisal value and the market, the sold price, then the sale will not close. And last year, the first 6 months, all the properties, they were selling for multiple offers. So they were a crazy time, seller market, everybody wants to buy. They were like 10, 15, 20, 25. I have even 40 offers to some of my listings, which was a crazy number. So there was a huge number of buyers willing to buy, because the mortgage rates are 1.5, 2%. Imagine, it was an amazing time. But now the market is much more balanced. It's a buyer market. Just in some areas, probably it's a seller market in central Toronto, where it's a kind of unique area, and so everybody wants to move to Toronto, core to have a beautiful house. I'm talking about homes here, freehold homes, because apartments there, it's a different story. But they cannot afford anymore. Let's say the same amounts that they were pre-qualified 1 year ago, for example. And also now I have so many clients, they call me and they said, they're small, like contractors, let's say, and they never call me in 16 years. And suddenly in the last month or last 2 months, few of them, they call me and they said, Marius, if you can give me a small job, I really appreciate, because we don't have any projects. In other words, everybody was scared about the real estate market, and they stopped the projects. So some of them, they stopped the project because you never know what's going on in 2023. The mortgage rates, they are up. The payment per month, they were up significantly in some of the cases, and that the people, they cannot afford to pay anymore.
Absolutely.
And now they are on the line of credit, and if the market is not coming back soon, and they raise again the rates, then probably we'll have much more properties on the market in 2023. Because of that, and because there will be so many, the prices will go down again, which is very sad. Which is very sad.
So right now, if somebody sells their house, what about the multiple offers? There are still multiple offers,
no.
or
They're not.
negotiation price is going up or down?
Yeah, it's so interesting, Felicia. Thank you so much for asking me. In some cases, for small properties, for let's say detached homes, in certain areas, they are like small properties. Let's say 600, 700,000 in Oshawa and Durham. I just giving or Curtis or Clarendon because I'm just thinking in some areas. They're still going multiples, like for small amounts, for let's say 600, 700. But if you pass 1 million, like you don't have any multiples anymore. So it's one-on-one, but which is much fair because then somebody wants to put up an offer. Now for sure they put a financing clause and inspection clause. Before there were not conditions. So basically the people, they took a huge risk to buy a property with no inspection because they couldn't afford one because there were 20 offers.